Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Banners of Ruin, where we saw the ruin. We encountered some of the ruin. I'll tell you two things that I think we learned. Number one, don't mess with the elites. Number two, this bear, this is the unlucky bear. There we go, problem solved. The whole problem is just that I brought the unlucky bear. Alright, so we're starting just outside the city here, tunneling our way in as usual. So there are discarded weapons thrown on the floor. That's how words work. We could sort through those. A chance to offload. I don't feel like we have anything to offload. Or we could channel Tenfear's spirit and let him guide your path. Now that's interesting. I don't know anything about that. Let's click on that one. So again, we've got this crow's foot emblem, right? Okay, so it's just +1 stamina. I mean that's a big deal. I'm saying just +1 stamina or will, but let's give a stamina bonus to our bear, Desolin. And we should probably actually have a quick look at our people here before we get into this first fight. Are we equipped like pretty similarly to last time? Okay, whoever you put in this spot gets the heavy armor, or the medium armor and the hatchet. Okay. You know what? I think that's fine, and we can probably just leave it like that. Is this going to be the same? It is, in fact, exactly the same text. Okay, let's get in here and do the thing. You know, in some ways, this makes more sense. So they just want to hit the people who are directly across from them. It is a shame that this means the hatchet is in the bear's hands. That's definitely less than ideal. I mean, do we want to just... Yeah, let's just get this guy. So now, a strike off of the bear is lethal for... Yeah, this is good enough. Muskets do a little bit of damage, cover his face, we're all good. Oh, I said I was going to see if there's a way to speed the animations up. You know what? Let's just see real quick here. I assume it'd be in gameplay speed. Let's just see what very fast looks like. Okay. So I mean, whatever, right? This is extremely overkill. The job is done. I like that better. That might be a step too fast, but that's definitely better. All right, draw this character's next talent card from your draw pile. That's cool. Searching for the specific. Obviously, it's not very good for us right now. 6 damage and push. If occupied, switch their positions. You know, this seems great. Also, apply like 8 charge is pretty good. You get a lot of value out of that with a rush. I think these are both very compelling. Let's take this one. And there we are. We're inside. So you can get an impression of how long this run is. I don't know if there are multiple different campaigns, or I don't actually have any idea how the structure goes here. Are these boss fights by any chance? Is mousing over? No information at all. Okay, well. Hiring characters, healing. Okay, I believe these are the same they were last time. Also, I bet it doesn't really matter which thing we pick here. All right, 2 people going after the bear. That's all good. So, I mean, once again, it feels like having the bear just dismantle one of the little ones is a pretty solid start. And then we don't really need the withdraw, obviously. And we just do 10 damage to somebody. It's not really... We don't really have a very complicated turn available to us there. So this is enough to just be lethal. And then I don't know, I guess we can just kick him. I'm just gonna kick him. You go back there. It is a shame that the rush did not coincide with the big fat charge gain. Here, so we'll discard this. Alright, again, semi-massive overkills. We had way more damage available there than we needed, certainly. Wait, what is this? Apply 3 marked to target enemy rank. When this character dies, stacks of vulnerable equal to the mark are applied to members of their party. Interesting. If there's more than one race on the rank, apply overwhelm as well. Boy, that does kind of a lot of things in a weird, delayed way. I mean, it seems alright. It doesn't really do anything unless... Boy, overwhelm and vulnerable are just not, they're just not very different. As the difference is if you have multiple overwhelms, then it's more effective, whereas if you have multiple vulnerables, then it just lasts longer. But I don't know that you necessarily need two things that are, two debuffs in your game that are only differentiated by that, frankly. Let's take Carnage. Carnage seems pretty terrifying. We gotta ruin a card at some point, right? We gotta know what it does. So another altar. The Sage would let me modify my deck. I do want to do that. You know what? The Sage will be around for another draw though. Let's hit the altar. A chance to improve. You're navigating some narrow shortcuts when you hear a crash behind you. One of your party has stumbled through a rotten wooden wall. You peer in and see a humble cedarwood shrine. It smells like home. There's no sign of inhabitants, and the candles are freshly lit. So somebody is gaining max vitality. I mean, you know, your immediate inclination is to be like, put that on the tank, but I don't know that I want to. Because, like, a little dude is more likely to need it, right? Well, hold on. I'm going to change some other things up, too, here, actually. Because we probably should have the hatchet on the mouse, right? That just makes good sense. Let's go ahead and swap these. There we go. And now the mouse has the shield and the bear has the health. And I do like the light armor on the mouse though, so you can get more attacks off within the thing. Remove the next 2 cards. Now we want to modify our deck. You approach the ancient figure, who looks older than the knotted wooden walking stick he leans on. I should hope so. Some florins for a wise fellow, he cracks in a slow, faint voice. He croaks, rather. So we could remove a card. I wish I had any sense of what we were going to get. Like, if this could just be literally any card, there's a lot of stuff I don't particularly want. Let's remove, like, a guard. And then let's rob some drunk guys. Okay, so heavy patrol we could deal with. It's not it's not quite the same danger as the other thing. Yeah, let's loot some stuff. Let's try to see some new weapons here. Ah, we found a bill hook. 10 damage and moves an opponent. I do like the idea. Do I want to replace the bear's longsword? I mean, like, this is often quite a lot of damage, but I think the control is really valuable. And I'm not even going to take the longsword with us. Let's just not even put the card in our deck. Oh no, there's not a moment to lose. Hesitate and you're going to take a beating. Tackle it head on and you'll just about get away. So if I let this expire, we take 5. But if I go to the knife merchant, I could buy a knife. I mean, 5 damage isn't even really that bad. I don't really want to spend money on this, though. I know that to get extra party members, you have to hire them, so I kind of want to have money for that. I have no idea how expensive it's going to be. I guess let's just drop that and not get damaged. A plague doctor stands awkwardly in the middle of the street next to a strange pole. So, okay, we could heal up here. I think we're going to take the heavy patrol. I want to make sure I get around to him. Alright, so this fellow has Fury. At the end of the turn, this character gains charge equal to their stacks of Fury, and then they get more Fury. So remember, for each hit in your next attack, gain 3 charge and remove 1 Fury and 1 charge from the opponent. So we probably want to hit this Enforcer here with our mouse ability fairly early on. It does feel like... it's probably not this move, right? Like it's probably do one of these. Just get him with the strike. Yeah. That did not work. For each hit in your next attack, remove 1 Fury. Huh. I think it should have worked. Alright, well we'll give this guy a little bit more violence. And then you're going to hit everybody in the rank for 5. Both of you are. Alright, let's have the bear bounce the mouse over to here. So out of the row that guy's attacking in, and out of the column that the others are attacking in. And then I guess I may as well Warcry and just be ready for next turn. Because like 10 charge is pretty solid. Alright, we got that fancy footwork. So I do want to play some Carnage. Deal 8 damage and 3 bleed. So that's not enough to kill any of the non-enforcer things. Like the enforcer obviously is already dead. Let's just go ahead and make that clear. Wow, they're both going to do 12 damage. That's a lot, actually. Okay, let's I mean, we gotta know. So ruin a card in hand, deal 8 damage and 3 bleed. And we're gonna... it doesn't really matter who we target, I suppose. So let's ruin... we don't have the stamina to play this anyway. Okay, it just transforms it into that. I mean, that doesn't even seem that bad. And then we have Vanguard for follow-up. And then we'll just take a little bit of damage. Yeah, it's fine, probably. Alright, so the bill hook is going to let us just move him wherever we want him, right? So no more noise out of you. There you go. We're taking more damage this time than we did last time, early on. So this dude's already dead. It does not matter at all. But I guess we may as well just get it over with. Gain 6 energy, or 6 armor and 1 charge. If this character has any adjacent allies of the same race, They all gain. Wow, that's a very good card if your party's not exactly one mouse and one bear. What is this? 3 preparation. Huh. That's for 2 stamina. That's pretty expensive. Deal 5 damage to a rank and apply 3 stacks of overwhelm. You know, this seems great actually. Yeah, wow. That card seems a lot better than that one that was in the middle. So the Estoc, a one-handed sword that does multi-attacks. I mean, that seems pretty great. It's tricky with the mouse to know, like, how many sources of multi-attacks do we need versus how many sources of charge do we need. And then this is an exquisite sword, 5 damage, attack 3 times, gain 5 armor. So, like, here's a question I have. Why is this written as deal 4x3 damage, but then this is not written deal 5x3 damage? Is there an actual rules difference? I guess maybe for this one, weapon damage is 4x3, while for this one, weapon damage is 5? Maybe? I think I like this thing. I think we're gonna dump the axe and try this, and perhaps that is foolishness, but you know, the mouse has a built-in way to gain charge in the racial ability and stuff, so yeah, I think we're good. Alright, levels up for both of you. So if a character has charge, trade in all their charge for 2 cards. You know, that is actually pretty interesting. Lose all stamina, gain twice that amount in charge, so you're prepping for next turn. I kind of like this. I kind of like the ability to draw cards. I feel like we very frequently need more cards. And I think, given that he's wearing the light armor and we're kind of reliant on our racial ability to make sure that stuff like this is properly terrifying, I think I'm going to take Will on the mouse. And then for the bear, I feel like we hardly use the Will as it is. 2 stacks of overwhelm and 4 charge is kind of cool. The bull's charge deals weapon damage. If the target has moved this combat, apply 6 bleed and 3 vulnerable. Huh. If the target has moved this combat, since we do have a weapon that allows us to move people, this is a little bit cooler, but like it feels like 3 stamina is a lot to pay for this. I'm going to take it because we have a thing that plays well with it already. And I think we'll focus on stamina with the bear. We don't make great use of the bear's will, you know? Okay, so does the crossroads... I assume that if I click on crossroads, it's going to discard cards from this pile until we're all at 9. And I don't know that I want to do that. I want to get XP and stuff. You know, as long as we're not, like, actually taking a ton of damage in each combat, it's probably best to push, right? So, here's a great example. Although I sure wish I had rush into Estoc. So who's attacking the mouse? 2 of you for a combined total of 20 damage. Well, obviously that's unacceptable. I think we're just going to go ahead and do this. Let's just have the bear pick him up and move him over. I should check. The character sheet has first names, and I haven't been looking at them, but I probably should, because we can, in fact, know the gender. We don't have to guess. So base 12, that guy's only got 22 health. If I use 1 pop of my ability, we do get this guy. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Right? That's a lot of damage. And then also, you two appear to be identical, so... all this fury. Boy, they really want him. All right, let's have the bear Just billhook this dude out of the rank. You just calm down a little bit. I guess I'm going to use my other point. Yeah, I don't feel too bad. So it unruined. This is the same card we ruined last time. Okay, ruining a card, it doesn't always turn into the same thing. +3 stamina, gain a winded, deal 8, take 2. Wow. Wow, that card's interesting. It seems like ruining stuff is not necessarily so bad. You know, based on the name, you might think otherwise. Okay, so sadly, this is one of those situations where we are just not going to get very much value. All right, let's discard the kick because we are definitely not going to get anything out of it. And then just red powder this dude. Eight damage straight to their vitality. That's not too bad. So there's kind of like a ruination strategy, huh? Right now, this is not very good, but I wonder if we should take this with the intent of sort of building toward it, if that's actually going to be a thing. Let's find out. Let's give it a shot. We're still learning a lot here. Kilderkin. A weasel and an otter skittishly haul a barrel through the crowds, deftly dodging each passerby. Well, I mean, we can look, right? Ah, the weasel yells, stopping abruptly. Watch that cobble by your left foot. It's terribly set. It makes you wonder where the tax goes. You point to a small crack in the side of the barrel, which is leaking a thin stream of crimson powder onto the street. The otter gasps, quickly plugging it with a crude wedge of cork. Thanks, friend. Could have lost a leg to that. Powder's a tricky business. He nods to the weasel, who rests the barrel on the ground and unplugs 3 corks, each revealing a different color of powder. Am I in need of any? So there's the red powder, which obviously I'm a pretty big fan of. Yellow powder, which applies crippled. Makes people take damage when they get moved. Which obviously has some interesting interaction with some of our stuff. Or pink powder, which applies the vulnerable. So yellow powdering a rank and then following it up with the billhook would be an awful lot of damage, right? Like two stamina for 18 damage is pretty cool, but I don't know that we have enough movement stuff. Yeah, I might take another red powder though. Honestly, it does seem pretty good. I'm gonna do it. We will pay some florins. Uh-oh, search party. They've stumbled across you. One of them figured you out and alerted the others. Alright, I mean, we gotta get our XP somewhere. Okay, so who's doing what? 5 damage to the whole rank, and you got that. Well, I think using the mouse's shield here is actually probably pretty reasonable. All right, that's like mostly protected. So we're going to do that. We're going to wind up a strike here. Do I want to take out the one with the fury or the one with the big weapon? Let's prevent this one from scaling up. I mean, you know, like, prevent it from scaling up too much. I think I'm okay just taking this. It'll deal 1 damage to the bear. I suppose there's not really a good reason to. Now the bear takes nothing. Because, like, what else were we going to use the will for, right? Okay, even just a paired red powder seems pretty solid. What if we red powder into a red powder? And then I bill hook somebody for like a lot. So what are they taking now? 150% bonus damage. This is going to do 25 then. Pretty solid. That's an okay start. Yeah, double red powder seems okay. It's still like battering ram. See, now I'm wishing I took the yellow powder. The ability to move around without spending will is definitely interesting. I do like this a lot, though. Just more ways of bouncing enemies out of the front rank that don't necessarily become useless when the enemy's already in the back rank. Like, you don't want to pay 2 stamina for 6 damage, but it's better than the card just being kick, right? And a talisman. Let's find out. Dusty old green tablecloth. Is this exactly the text that we saw before? I believe it is. Black Church Iron. And in fact, it is the same, yeah. Exactly the same event. We can actually use the restoration this time. So yeah, I thought so. At the crossroads, you just get to pick. Well, let's do the what I assume is a more difficult combat encounter. The fact that the tooltip doesn't say so is a little weird, I think. The text on all 3 of them is the same. All right, we'll do this one, in the hopes of it being worth a larger amount of experience. Well, it is certainly more difficult. So it's hard to imagine opening with the red powder is wrong. I guess the question is, do I want to open with because what we could do, right, is hit this, then rush. The rush just does 3 damage, but it adds 9 charge, and then we red powder for 14. That doesn't seem bad to me. Let's give that a try. Provided that works the way I want it to. So yeah, 9 charge. Yeah, okay. And then we'll just finish. So you're taking plus 75%. I guess, hold on. Who's got what intent? All right, you're both hitting the bear for 8. I guess it doesn't matter. Let's just drop one of them. And then the bear gets to do a ton of terrifying damage. And I think we're gonna, am I allowed to do this with no other cards in hand? Okay, I am. And we're gonna give it to this guy. Let's get started on him. It did not do the damage part. Wait, can I see that? Should have been 8 damage and 3 bleed. Instead it was, right. He has armor on. He had armor on. I was like, his health pool didn't go down by 8. But yes, of course, we stripped his armor first. I know how games work. Who says I don't? So, unfortunately, none of our attacks really... I need cheaper cards. Well, we can just Warcry into Battering Ram for... Yeah, that's lethal. It is an awful lot of resources to spend to do that amount of damage. But it does get us there. And that's what matters. If the active characters in the front rank deal weapon damage, in the back rank, apply 5 charge to an ally. Ooh. And, you know, 1 cost weapon damage. Like, that's not bad. Deal weapon damage if this is the only opponent in the lane, deal 10 damage. That does happen a lot. So remember, vertical is rank, horizontal is lane. It's pretty common. At least in our experience so far. But I do like the versatility of coordination. We're going to take coordination. And then, is there anything I want to change out here? Oh my. Wow, that's a mighty good weapon. I don't know if I want to... 13 damage straight up and 2 bleed. The thing is, I think I actually really like this swapping. Yeah, I think I'm reluctant to surrender the swapping. The Rondel Dagger deals 6x2 and applies 5 bleed. I do think that that's probably an upgrade for the mouse. And I love this, but I think we're going to leave it behind. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that was right. All right, Lightfoots. We could buy some cards from some hares. We could gain the High Spirits buff, which gives us Vigor. The next time you would lose stamina, I assume, including spending it to pay for stuff, probably. I don't know. This seems okay. Let's see if the cards are any good. Okay, well, I'll tell you what they are not is cheap. Select a target. If the position in front of them is vacant, move them into it. You know what? I don't think I want to spend this amount of money on any of this stuff. A chance to heal at the Weathered Sanctuary at the side of the street. A chance to offload here. We could have... Your brothers have offloaded their unneeded wares here. Wait, why would I also offload? I feel like with this description, you'd expect to take something. Or this is an upgrade token. I mean, I sure would love an upgrade token. Okay, a thing that heals. So we definitely don't want to put this on a talent. We want this on something that everybody could use and that everybody will want to use. I think it's going to be one of the red powders. Yeah. That seems very, very good. Just have a thing heal all of the time. Alright, many bears. So many bears. And really just an awful hand. So... yeah, well, I hardly even know what to do with this. All right, let's open with a kick. Let's just split them over 2 ranks, so that we're never fighting them all at once here, and then I guess just hit the guy who's most likely to go down. You gain 5 armor, and then you do solid footing, because Ruination is kind of a nothing right now. Alright, so we alternate to the back where dude wants to do, you know, that's all in the armor. I think I'm fine with that. So I think what I want to do here is probably... So we can both charge this one. I guess I might, just because I think we don't need to save stamina for anything else, and the Bull's Charge doesn't do very good damage to anybody else. It does feel like we're just kind of like we're not going to get what we want here, though. I'm going to fire this. Yeah, do the thing. Sometimes you have to click the cards just a little bit more than I'm expecting. Sigh. Almost. Well... maybe then it is in fact worth Bull's charging that enemy just to get rid of him. If we hit the other guy, it'll apply 6 bleed and 3 vulnerable. And we can take out this other enforcer before he gets a chance to attack, I'm sure. Alright, no big deal there. So yeah, red powder does a fine job. Let's have the bear throw the powder. And then... do I want to discard the billhook just to feed the mouse? So we gained 3, we do 18 damage with 5 bleed. And then he takes another 10. Yeah, that's acceptable. Oh hey, even more red powder. Can never get enough of the red powder. The card seems very good. Gain defense equal to the total of defense on adjacent allies on rank. Apply defense to an ally and everybody gets lose 1 stamina next turn, which seems not so good. I guess it's a lot of defense relative to the stamina cost, but still, that card seems not so good. I don't know that I actually want any of these. I think this is way too expensive. Yeah. I think we're just going to bail on those. And hey, levels. Okay, so we made it to the point of getting passives. Whenever this character ruins a card, okay, interesting, they gain 5 charge. At the start of their turn, if this character has any will, they draw an additional card. If 3 or more enemies are intending to attack this character, they, okay, dodge the next attack. I think this is a thing that's going to happen quite a lot. This is basically just draw an extra card every turn. And I really like the idea of leaning into this like ruin linear that we might be able to build, but I don't know that I can turn down draw a card every turn. And then I might just give you an extra point of will just to make even more sure that that remains available. And then you are definitely taking a point of stamina. Whenever this character kills an enemy, their maximum vitality is increased by 3. Ooh. That's certainly a thing you want to take early. Forcefully moves a target, apply 2 overwhelm to that target. Whenever this character kills an enemy, they get their next attack is free. Vigor's gotta be right? Or determined, rather. I'm going to take that. The max health thing also seems extremely good. A pair of guardsmen are rounding on a black bear. There's a weasel babbling at passersby, splattering them with spittle from his foaming mouth. He's clearly alarmed, but struggling to make sense. Yep, that's what those eyes say to me, is alarmed. Or we could heal up. I mean, we don't need that. So these are both just like an event is occurring. Let's talk to the weasel. Let's see what he's got to say. The weasel babbles at you with a manic grin on his face before spluttering into a fit of coughs. Want to change a piece of yourself? Wheezy can help. I mean, yeah, probably, right? We have some cards that are, like, not great. Honestly, I just don't have any respect for guard. Poison tip. I do like the poison. If two-handed weapon deal damage to lane. That is cool. Poison seems so good. We don't need to heal, but there's no reason not to click on this card and at least see what it's like. A Blackfoot weasel brandishes his arsenal of foul-looking concoctions under his cloak. These beauties are for some Ender gold cloaks, but it looks like you could use some of this. For the pain, that is. He hands you a familiar-looking bottle, carefully armored with fine crafted leather. It's my last bottle. Okay, so neither one of us needs the heal, obviously. Does it do anything else? It tastes foul enough that you wonder if he really did just poison you. Offering thanks, you look up to find him already vanished. Well, I guess we'll find out whether we've just been poisoned. Okay, so I think this is our service, right? Yeah, modify your deck or your character's equipment. This is a heal. We came here to recruit. We're interested in hiring party members, and we certainly have 450 florins. Someone was thinking ahead. So, okay, even with all the money that we saved, we can still only hire one person. If I hadn't bought that one card, we could get Rolfwick and one of the weasels. Is that what these are? Weasels? So what's your deal? You brought some superior medium armor. You have, whenever this character ruins a card, they gain charge. Okay. A dagger that causes bleeding, a nice big shield, and the ability to ruin a card. To convert charge into brutality, this character's next attack applies bleed equal to their brutality stacks. Okay. So this character's got a build going on already. I mean, we're not going to take the bear, right? What about you? What's your deal? Whenever you draw a concealed blade, transform it into poisoned blade. Then it shows us concealed blade, which presumably is a card. I mean, it doesn't say that that's even a... It is a talent, yes. You took a passive ability for a talent you don't have. But you do bring a great axe. Deal damage equal to the armor lost to all adjacent. That's very cool. As is acid burn. But you're just not... It feels to me like you're not built all that well. Like, this character's way more coherent. You have heavy armor on, which actually lowers your stamina. I want to take Clifton Candiford. Because Clifton knows how to strategize. I sure wish I could get another bear as well. So, real quick. Wait, no, this isn't what I wanted. What I wanted was... Here we go. We probably just want everybody to start in the front, right? You have your great big shield. You're starting with a lot of armor. I mean, is there a reason not to have someone start in the back? I'm assuming you can still, like, we're gonna try something here. I'm gonna put Candiford behind Desolin. Sestin Desolin. Well, that's a problem. And Rose Gray. Rose, that's probably a feminine name. I have no idea what to do with Sestin. All right, let's enter the hideout. This is the farthest I have ever seen. Didn't take us long to get here, did it? Oh. That's kind of cool. I like the way the art is spread over the cards, even if there's not actually anything to show on the right card. Wooden structures stand in front of you. Crudely made, but they look like they could take a hit or two. And then also you got this mouse who packs a poisonous punch. There must be a bounty on your head. All right, so first boss. You have a caustic domain. Okay, put a poison on us to start the fight, and you got just like a bunch of armor, and you got your dudes, your buddies. And as long as you're behind a barricade, you cannot be targeted. Okay. So 2 people are trying to lay out Rose Gray, and you are salvoing the entire first rank. Well, that's not ideal. So I have to get through the barricades first. Also not ideal. I'm assuming you cannot bleed a barricade for obvious reasons. But yeah, this is very awkward. Actually, this is gonna hurt a lot. Oh, right. What's your racial ability? Ah, okay. That's where Concealed Blade comes from. At the start of their turn, this character takes... Oh yeah, sorry, that's just the text of bleed. So deal 2 damage, apply 3 bleed. Okay. So you probably want to wait on those. I mean, we can war cry ourselves 15 damage on one of these. Like, we can totally break a barricade. That's all we can do. Oh, right. You can actually remove poison. All right. We probably want to wait until it's ticked a few times, until it's stacked up, you know, so that we can get the maximum armor off of that. So yeah, I guess let's Warcry Desolin, and then hit a barrier for 15, and it doesn't really matter which one, right? Like we're just trying to open up one of the sides. You can also do this. You can just guard. You may as well finish that thing off. Kick does not allow you to swap a barricade with anybody. So now that this guy's exposed, though, I could Concealed Blade and then just dump 9 bleed onto him. And getting through him pretty quickly is probably worth it. Gosh, they have a lot of health. Or a lot of armor, rather. Okay, so he even moved forward, which is nice, because it slows down their whole deal. He has so much health. Well... I definitely feel like I want to poison the boss, right? And probably sooner the better. Okay, so even when weapon damage is represented as a multi-attack on the weapon card, the actual weapon damage number is still just the first number. In that case, I have no idea why those two things were represented as different. God, we're just not going to get anywhere close to getting this guy, though. Right, because we're gonna smash you here. And then I could bill hook him back to the... Ooh, you know what? Can I bill hook a barricade in a way that... Nope, that just... Boy. It just completely ate it. That sucks. That's the worst of all possible outcomes. Well... Let's put some more bleed up and then, I guess, solidify my footing here. And there's no sense in not playing the poison. Alright, it's adding up quickly. Ooh. So, cannot be targeted. The red powder does not require targeting, but I guess my concern would be that we're not going to be able to take advantage of the overwhelm anyway. Well, let's see. At the beginning of his next turn, he's going to go down to 3 health anyway, so actually he only needs to be just like gently touched. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do that red powder thing that we did before. So let's rush this barricade and hope that the red powder works on barricades. Okay, that's something. Oh right, you can add some charge Yeah, it definitely should. So let's feed some charge to Mouseman. No, wait, you're the active character. Lock it in. Okay, you feed. I don't get to target it. That's fine. It doesn't matter who does it. There we go. That's a pretty good. It's a pretty good move. And then sadly, nobody has charge anymore. So this tempering, not quite getting where I needed to get to. So Gray's gonna take a ton. And I guess this is when Deslin's gonna just pop the poison off. And let's do 10 to you, I guess. Yeah, Gray is in rough shape. Okay, so we want Candiford to be the one who plays Carnage. You will gain 5 charge, and then I guess you'll just use that charge to play Strike, but like that's fine. Sorry, yeah, I have to lock this in. Then we have to ruin a card. I'm gonna ruin the Heavy Shield. Gain Hysterical. Loses all armor and cannot receive more. Huh. But deal 5 damage, apply 5 bleed. That's like honestly pretty good. Okay. So that was pretty decent. That's right. The charge was consumed by that attack because you ruin before you deal the damage. So I'm used to resolving an entire card and sort of like as though the card itself were atomic, because I played a lot of Magic from when it was a very early game. I mean, we should definitely do this, right? Gray needs a little bit of help, so it's going to be 10 damage to the crew plus bonus damage, quite a bit of bonus damage to Deslin. So yeah, cover Deslin with your shield as best you can. Do I want to, yeah, probably, right? Like, let's strike into Rondel Dagger, or like maybe I should save this last point of will for the turn where we actually manage to draw Rondel Dagger and Rush together and just really get maximum benefit. Yeah, let's go ahead and do this, and then also that. It probably doesn't matter too much if Candiford loses his armor, so have him do the Frenzied Gouge. And for the moment, we can just have the bear perform this because it actually does something. So right now you're going to go to 10. Yeah, this is perfect, actually. Yes, I do want to do it. All right, 3-on-1. Starting to feel a little bit more fair. The poison's getting very real. Do I want to apply, like, because we could momentum here. Momentum off the battering ram, which is not very good, and then we can ruthless for quite a bit. What am I going to ruin? Probably withdraw, I guess, because everybody's will is kind of spoken for. Oh, you're actually going deal 8 damage to an opponent if that opponent's poison stacks are 5 or greater. Oof, this is gonna hurt. I think I'm gonna do it though. So okay, discard battering ram for some charge, then play ruthless, ruin, withdraw. All right, so that ends up with you having 8 stacks of brutality. Then does the brutality go away? It does not, so we could hold off on that. Apply 4 damage to each character in rank for every stack of bleed on the active character. So Blood Wrath, pretty bad, actually, in our current situation. The thing is, we really just want to get that bleed ticking, right? And then, like, you can take this. Or yours is 6. I'm gonna war cry for the mouse, I think. And this just does nothing, so. I'm a little concerned about the overall health level of Gray at this point. Things are looking a little rough. I mean, I cannot, right? There's no way I can spend 6 charge on this. Yeah, let's just go ahead and rush. I don't think it makes sense to activate this thing, because it would give us 9 more charge. Well, maybe. Maybe it does. What are you doing? You're hitting the front rank for 1,000,000? Yeesh. Alright. Let's, It won't burn this if I just do a thing that's not an attack, right? Yeah, the next time a character attacks. Okay. Because, like, I do want to guard Gray. Alright, let's fire it. So we're going to apply a whole lot of this. And then you're just sitting there on 9 charge, and I think you just wait. We can have you actually just billhook to the front. Cancel a turn here. And then, I mean, it's got to be... This is the carnage time, right? We ruin the dagger. Because that's like a lot of damage, actually. Banish 2 non-ruin cards from your hand. Deal 20 damage. Okay. The ruin mechanic is really interesting. Alright, so we've got a lot of bleed stacked up there. Sadly, no multi-attacks. Alright, what are you trying to do? Same salvo thing? Well, it feels like this is a good time for a Bull's Charge. So I don't really need to get that much more damage out here, actually. Let's just go ahead and do the red powder. It's a fine way to spend 9 charge. And then you are actually very dead, and I am overjoyed about that fact. Because it was starting to get a little ugly here. All right, hopefully we'll have a chance to heal up post-boss, because otherwise one of our mice is, or I guess our only mouse, is starting to look a little rough. Mirror an opponent's armor. Every time you move, gain 5 charge. Every time you move an opponent, deal 5 damage. So wait, how does this work? Is it like a thing, you play it and then it creates a persistent effect on you? Or does this text apply as long as it's in your hand? Or... This card does not, it says words on it, but does not actually describe how it functions. Well, double team is still no good. I guess let's take it and find out. Okay, so you just have normal light armor. This is 4 additional points of armor. Ooh, and it looks a little bit cooler. Do we want to go to heavy armor on anybody? I don't think I do. I think I probably want to swap these 2, though. Yeah, I think we're good. And the fact that heavy armor costs you actions is really harsh. I guess it's more armor and it's more armor every turn. And you can bear off the winded effect sometimes. You know what? Let's go ahead and do that. We'll just pass this back to you. Yeah. All right, so what happens now? Okay, we've moved into the second part of the thing here. So we can claim a truly huge amount of money, or just gain a level on a character, or heal the party fully. Ooh. The thing is, you see sources of healing. I really want to just take that level, I think. I know the money's a lot of money too, but... yeah, I'm just going to level up a character. And it's going to be Candiford, because Candiford's the furthest from a level. So what do you get, friend? Acid Burn. Transform each of the next 3 ruins in your draw pile into Concealed Blade. That's kind of cool. Rune a card, apply 8, cripple, and spawn a Concealed Blade. 8 is an awful lot. I do like the Acid Burn, though. I know it doesn't play well with our linear, but it seems like just such a good card overall. 10 poison that's a terrifying amount of damage very, very quickly. I'm going to take it. It seems very powerful. And then, do I want to put another will on you? Because, like, there's a point at which you are already... like, there is a point at which extra stamina has no value. And we might already be there, honestly. I'm going to take this. Like, if you're routinely getting to play your whole hand, then what are you getting out of more stamina? Okay, I think this is maybe a good place to call it. It seems like we've just completed a pretty serious chunk of an adventure here, and we're mostly not too horribly scarred by poison. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time tomorrow, we forge forth into Old Town, into territory yet unseen. And we'll see you then.